practicing a negative visualization, what does that mean for you, law 4?
That's probably one of my favorite laws.
Ooh.
In this one. Although I really love focus on what you can control, but practice a negative visualization is one of those things that, when I found out about that law first, it probably was 2 or 3 years ago, when I started reading more about Stoicism. And that was Ryan Holiday who spoke about that law, you could say, a lesson, a practice on his videos. And so what he said is basically, imagine yourself having a cancer, or having been in a car accident, or just imagine yourself being in a tough spot, and then realize that you're not, and how does it make you feel?
Yeah.
And I think that's when I started to feel a lot more grateful for what I have. I never used to be grateful for my health. Like I knew that I'm healthy, but I never really used to feel it. I'm just like, oh, I'm healthy, and it's just fine. But I always wanted to have, but I don't have this. Like, I'm healthy, but I don't have this. But then as soon as I started to practice that negative visualization, I realized that, damn, it could be a lot worse than it is right now. Or a great example, if I'm walking on the street and I see a disabled person or someone with cerebral paralysis, that was it?
Yeah.
That's what I say it. I just feel really touched when I see these people.
I think we always, like, even if you take it back to a common cold, it's like we realise we haven't got our health until it's taken away from us.
Paralysis, that's how we say
paralysis.
Paralysis.
And I remember my granddad always used to say, with every problem I used to have, he was like, well, at least you got your health.
That's it. And you don't
like,
really appreciate
and I was like,
that.
yeah, I know
right?
I got my health. Like,
yeah.
Don't give me that. Like, it's but he was like, no, at least you got your health. And I was, whenever I'm sick, I'm like, oh, fuck, man, I really don't want to be ill. Like, this is so annoying. But then I'm like, actually, I realized when I don't have my health, I get really frustrated.
Yeah.
But then we all take that for granted. Take the fact that we can walk for granted. But I think if you practice things that are taken away from you, like the basics, it helps you cultivate a more positive gratitude practice for what you do
Absolutely.
have. And I think it then kind of helps with lowering the expectation. Like, if you looked at life hundreds of years ago, or I don't know, you took someone from 100 years ago to now, you'd see like all of these technological advancements, these medical advancements, these scientific breakthroughs. You'd be like, that person walking into this this life would be like, oh my God, like, I've never seen anything like this. But then we just think that's the baseline.
Yeah,
now.
that's the baseline.
And when if I was to go forward 50 years or 100 years and I was like looking at, look what but they'd be like, well, this is the baseline.
Bro, imagine having your teeth fixed 50 years ago.
Yeah, or even.
Oh my God.
Like,
I can't even imagine.
It's mental. Just basic things like
50 years ago. It's not that long ago. That's the problem. It's just, I believe we just live in in the best possible.
For sure. Like the time right now is always the best time.
Yeah,
and I think what that does is it cultivates a gratitude. And I think when you're grateful, it allows you to have a better expectation in terms of like, we lower it, therefore we're inherently happier.
Yeah.
I think if you're always living in a life where it's never good enough, you're not really appreciative of what you have right now, then it's like you're never in a happy spot. Like you could be, like you could have all of this material wealth, but still be unhappy by true definition because you want everything else or something else.
You remember you mentioned that you were, because you used to do chefing on Millionaire
Not
Yachts,
chef, yeah,
right?
yeah. Charlie was more of a chef. I was more of a deckhand.
Yeah, but then you still said that like they have all this money and all this status, but they're still miserable. Have you ever spoken with them?
No, I never spoke with like the guests. It was more kind of, you could see it.
Yeah.
Like they still had the same
What made
problems.
you to think that they are like very miserable?
Like they were like, nothing was ever good enough. You know, you were looking after a guest and they'd be like sat in a sunset on a super yacht in Saint-Tropez on anchor, glistening south of France, the nicest food, but in my opinion was unappreciative,
Well, complaining.
wanted more, complaining, was a bit miserable, arguing. You're like, are you not all just gonna, like, you've all got what everyone wants, isn't this what it, and it's not, because I think life is simpler than that. I think life is about understanding what your values are and, you know, living by a means that isn't cultivated by what you have, but who you are.
Yeah.
Because I don't think, like, you look at all these people, like these musicians that have made it, and they're all, I don't know, you hear some of them that tragically drug overdose and die. Like, if you can see that as an example, clearly it wasn't enough for them, so why would it be enough for you?
Mm-hmm.
Because they didn't have their shit in the right place. So I think what you've got to do is like visualize what you have. Like if you were to lose everything that you have right now, anyone that's listening to this, you'd feel even worse.
Exactly.
So it's like, okay, at least I've got what I have right now, and I'm not,
That's it.
you know, tragically mining for cobalt with literally no hope.
And trust me, man, it was really, really hard for me to realize that whatever I have is enough. Because you always strive for more, and you always compare yourself to other people, and especially when you have social media, like you see all these school friends and like they have this and they have that, and not only school friends, but then just people your age just smashing and social media marketing.
All the time.
And it's just like you start to compare yourself, but then again, like everyone has their own journey, and I think it's very important to realize that wherever you are, you have enough, and if you're healthy, that's really good.
Yeah, it's dangerous when you think about I mean, everyone knows now that social media isn't great for your mental health, in that, like, if you get a like or a share, like, your dopamine spikes, and it's addictive.
Stupid.
It just sounds ridiculous when you think about it.
Yes.
Yeah,
But you know what? Like, what's crazy? I'm saying, like, it's stupid, but
I do it.
I catch myself all the
doing it.
time.
I'm like, oh yeah, I'm fucking
Yeah.
50
Like,
likes.
I share a story. It's like, who liked the story? And it's like, why are you doing?
Who's
this
looking at
thing?
my
Like,
shit?
It's just fucking.
Yeah, of course you do. Like, because everyone does it,
Yeah.
and like it's
Not trying to pretend any saint or like.
no,
yeah,
for sure not. Like,
I'm the same human.
and when we live in a world where that's the norm,
That's it.
you start to buy into it. And I suppose the idea behind what we're saying is like reminding yourself that that's not the be all end all of what makes you happy.